Hey y'all, welcome to the 38th episode of the Yarn This podcast. I'm Shama, Jessie's Girl 84 on Ravelry, Instagram, and Twitter. You can find my Yarn This group on Facebook. If this is your first time watching, thanks so much for giving me a shot. If you're one of my returning Yarnies, thanks a lot for coming back. Today is Wednesday, August 19th, 2020. It's been about 2.5 weeks since I recorded. And I would love to be one of those podcasters that gets on and says, I really haven't accomplished much the last couple of weeks. I've only knitted 10 pairs of socks, maybe a couple of shawls, a king-size blanket, a cardigan. But I'm not. I'm a super slow knitter. I just love knitting, and I love sharing it with y'all. And so today's probably going to be a pretty short episode, which is good. So let's go ahead and get into the knitting. And start off with Puppy Love. Hey, Pops, what are you doing? My puppy's watching up here. Puppy Love, my works in progress. So, I've been working on some socks. Just shaking the table. The first pair I'm working on, I'm in a knit along for the Bakery Bears podcast. I think it's like a magical sock knit along. I cannot remember. Anyway, it goes to the end of this month, and your pattern can have to do with magic, your yarn, anything. But Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears had just released her new pattern, Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo socks. And so that by itself is magical. And I may have told y'all last time that I found the yarn in my stash that was called Glass Slipper. It's just an amazingly beautiful yarn. It's by Forbidden Fiber. And so that's the yarn I've been knitting this sock out of. Here's the yarn. And it's pretty close to what it really looks like. Look at the sparkles. It's amazing. Forbidden Fiber does have some beautiful, beautiful yarn. And yes, I do remember talking about this because I showed you my Hufflepuff kit. I'm doing a contrast heel and toe from Beaumont Yarn Company. This is her yellow fingering weight yarn. I think it's just called yellow. This is dyed by my friend Rainey. She lives in Beaumont. She has a yarn shop called Strings and Things, and she has her own dyeing company. Dyeing company. Anyway, so those are the two yarns I'm using. I've just cast on for the second sock, and this is all I've done. I'm almost through with the cuff. And I showed you last time what a beautiful cuff it is. It's a very unusual cuff. Let's see, put my hand in there. Anyway, so I just got started, and it's a 20 rounds, 4-row repeats. I don't usually do that many rounds on my cuff, but this goes so quickly. It's just a really neat pattern. Anyway, I'd like to have this done by the end of the month, and I probably will. I'm going to really concentrate on it the next few days and get this one done. In the meantime, Natalie of Love and Stitches, Nitty Natty on Ravelry, and also, I think, Instagram, had a knit along for Shark Week and called it Sock Week. This is the second year she's done it, but this is the first year I was watching her podcast. And I thought I would just do my second Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo sock. But I honestly thought I was going to finish and have the other one started before the week started, because you couldn't cast on before midnight Sunday of the week of Sock Week. Well, I did all kinds of craziness, and I got so excited to do the toe of my first Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo sock. I was knitting on double points, and I knitted to the end of the first needle and then started my toe. So when I got through with my toe, I was like, why is it sideways? And then I went back and saw what I had done, so I had to rip the toe out. I may have done that one other time. Anyway, I felt like such a goofball, but so I didn't get that done till right before midnight, but I had already chosen another yarn and another pattern for sock week. And I think I showed you this last time as well. This yarn, oh, by the way, the sock that I knit for sock week is the Clementine by K.F. Jones. And this was an extension of her Swish and Flick collective. As she put out each of the Harry Potter inspired patterns of the Swish and Flick collective, Dan wrote a part of a story that had to do with a character that he made up called Clementine. So at the end of it all, Kay decided to design a pattern called Clementine. It is the cutest little sock. So that was my sock week sock. The yarn is Whimsy Stitches Sparkly Sock Set in the Unicorn Farts colorway. Oh, and I forgot to tell y'all, I always knit my socks on 1.5 US 2.5 millimeter yarn needles. Oh my goodness. So here's the Whimsy Stitches Unicorn Farts. Oh my goodness, y'all, isn't it amazing? Such a beautiful, beautiful yarn. And I remember showing y'all this as well. This, oh, hang on. I have to show you the contrast. Is this. The depth of color is just amazing. Rick does some beautiful, beautiful yarns. Amazing yarns. Although the last 2 times I bought from him, I ended up just buying bags. Anyway, because, you know, that's what I need is more bags. And I'm going to show you my newer bag in a little while. But anyway, so all I've done on this is a 1x1 rib, and I'm only on round 7. I'm on round 8, sorry. I only do 12 when I'm doing the way I want to do my cuffs, because by that point I'm kind of done. And also I just that's plenty for me. So that's all I've done on this so far, is just 7.5 rounds for the cuff. I would really love to have this one done as well, because I believe that this could qualify twice, once for the Unicorn Farts as magical, and also for the Clementine pattern. So we'll see. I'm missing my needle. I'll have to look for it later. If I can finish both socks by the end of the month. The only other thing that I've really knit on that's still in progress is my Happy Knitting Memories blanket. I'm going to have to start marking where I was, because I don't remember. I think that I was working on this square right here, which was out of a snowflake sock blank that I got from Brazen Stitchery, and it had snowflakes on it. It is an amazingly beautiful sock blanket, and I still have a lot left. I knit the socks, and I showed you those last time. Hang on, I'll grab them real quick and show you. But this yarn, I love the way sock blanks knit up anyway, that kind of crinkly, squishy, and it stays crinkly and squishy. Oops, hang on one sec, sorry. And I love the way it looks. I showed you last time, these are the socks. I can't remember now the pattern. It's a K. Jones pattern. Anyway, but this was the sock, and so this was the square from that. And I was adding some squares onto the end because I was needing to have space to put my squares that went along with my Burrows wrap, also by K. Jones, which is from the Swish and Flick collective. But I didn't have enough room, so I had to add some more squares. And I showed you those last time. Starting here, this, 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 and this. This is my newest one that I added this week. And then I've cast on for the next one, and that I'll show you this, because all you can see is the cast on here. Man, this is some beautiful yarn right here, and this is Kim Marie's Knit Knacks, and this is, what color? Oh yeah, cobalt. This is her cobalt. This is, oh man, this is one of my favorites. This one's not showing up quite as deep. This is a beautiful blue, what you're seeing, but it's a little bit deeper. It's an amazing, amazing yarn. So, I'm still working on that, and I got 3 in, and I'd like to get a couple of more this week. I'm not doing a good enough job keeping up with how many I've done this year. I was hoping, I was hoping to keep up with it better, but, you know, I have a little notebook that I keep in my purse, and I have some Post-its in the front, and that's where I was going to keep up with how many preemie hats and how many squares I'd done. Anyway, so there's that. And that's really all I've worked on this time, because I worked on socks so much. So anyway, I did finish 3 little things that I'm going to show you, or 3 things that I'm going to show you. The first one is a preemie hat, which I'm actually not going to show you because I stuck it in the stack and I would have to dig it out. But that is my 11th one for the year, according to what I have on my Ravelry projects. But I have a stack of 13 over there, so I'm not sure where I messed up. But I've got more than I thought, which is a good thing. I'm hoping to get, so let's see, September, October, November, December, so that'd be 16. I'd like to get at least 15 more done, because I said last time I'm going to do 2 full size, like not preemie, for the babies that are in there, that were not premature but had problems. I'll show you a picture. This is the one that I finished. Oh, what? I do this every time. Sorry about that. That's the one I finished. And I'm always using the same yarn. I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby, and this is the sparkle yarn in the Christmas colorway, and the ribbing I did in the white sparkle. The other things that I finished were 2 socks, and they were the mates to the ones that I showed you that I'm working on. The first one that I finished is the first Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo. And this is it. This is the finished sock. I thought that it turned out beautifully. You can see the pattern, the patterning on the sock, and then the yellow. I love how the yellow goes with this. It's just, I was a little unsure, but then when I asked the girls in the group, they all agreed that yellow was the color. So there's this. And then the other one is the Clementine sock that I did for Sock Week. Wow, y'all, this is so beautiful. Look at that, man, oh man. So pretty. The only thing is, and I can't explain why, I always do 64 stitches on my socks, and I do the 1.5 millimeter to 2.5 US needles, always do the same thing. But this ended up being much narrower until I put it on the sock blocker, and it did great, but it is a bit snug on me, so I'm kind of thinking that when I get to the patterning on my second sock, I might only do halfway around. I'm not sure. Anyway, I might do it to match. Not sure. Plus, it would go a lot faster. I'm not going to tell you about this little stitch, but just suffice it to say that it does take, it's not hard, but it does take me a little bit to get it knitted. So anyway, those are the only things that I finished this time. I really wanted to get more done. I never even picked back up my wedding shawl for my son's wedding in May. But I'm still trying to decide whether or not I should just frog it. maybe I should focus on finishing the Annapurna and these 2 socks, and then move on to something else. I'm just not sure yet. I have so many shawls I want to do. I'm overwhelmed with it. And that's going to lead me into the final countdown. Gotta pull something off the shelf here. Quite a while back, I saw the Cowboys and Angels shawl. And then a few months ago, my husband texted me that there was a woman where he was working that was waiting and knitting. And so, bless his heart, I said, go ask her what she's working on. So he went and asked her, told her I was a knitter, and he asked her, and she said the Cowboys and Angels shawl. So I looked it up again, and I was like, oh yeah, that is amazing. And I don't remember if I had bought the pattern at that point, but even if I hadn't, I did that day. So I'm really, really wanting to do it. And Kay Jones just did it, and man, I loved it. The baubles, I know people hate baubles, making them, but I love making them actually, because then when you get one made, it might take a few extra minutes, but I love the effect. And for me, sometimes the extra time is worth it. Like, I love an I-cord bind off, because when you get into the rhythm of an I-cord bind off, it just starts to flow. And yeah, it's slower than a regular bind off, but I love the effect of it, and it's just worth it to me at the end. Anyway, so I really want to do the Cowboys and Angels shawl, and I was trying to decide, since pink and blue are my 2 favorite colors. I already had some yarn from Kim. Oh, and it's knit in DK weight. I had gotten some yarn from Kim last year. She had this Tweedy yarn. I guess that's what it is, tweed. And for some reason it wasn't selling, and I had been eyeing the blue ever since she did it, but I never got it from her, and I ended up taking all that she had left. And this is Dr. Ennis DK, and this is it. It's just so pretty. I love it. And I have, I don't know, 4 or 5 skeins of it back there on my shelf. I've had it, like I said, I've had it for about 10 months now, 11 months maybe. And so this is going to be one of my shawls that's coming up. And I knew that I wanted to match it with a pink. And so a couple of weeks ago, we had to do a virtual Fiber Fest, and I'll talk about that in a minute. And my friend Allie from Savvy Skeins has this beautiful cherry blossom, and I went ahead and bought that and her DK weight to go with this. And here's the cherry blossom. Look at that, those little pops of like a gold in there. And see, there's like this yellowy neps in here. Can you see that? Yeah, right there. And then there's pink. Let's see, where did I just see some pink? So I think these are going to go really well together to make the Cowboys and Angels shawl. When am I going to do it? I would love to do it now. Maybe I should just sit down and frog that other shawl. It's a beautiful, but like I told you last time, the section I'm on is a knit row, just straight knit, but then every other row is yarn over knit 2 together, and it got pulled off the needles and dropped down several, and it's not hard, but I'm not good at that. And maybe I should just sit down and try it, because I'm probably at least 60 to 75% of the way through that. I don't know. But anyway, so this is one of my new acquisitions, and this is something that's upcoming, is the Cowboys and Angels shawl. Of course, Christmas gifts, and I want to knit some more Christmas ornaments to go on my tree. And at the end of this month, I believe it is, and honestly, this is probably the most important, more important than getting shawls done. I want to join in this garment knit along with Natalie from the Love and Stitches podcast. My younger son really does enjoy my knitting. He doesn't like to wear the socks because he says he's afraid he's going to get holes in them. And I'm like, well, I can fix them. They're really not hard to fix. And they're for wearing. If you get a hole in them, then that's okay. He does occasionally wear his Texan socks that I remember showing y'all last year. But Anyway, so I want to join in this garment knit along because there's a sweater that I found. This book came out in 2007. It's The Son of S&B by Debbie Stoller. And it's all guy patterns. And it's got some amazing patterns in it. But I remember seeing this hacky sack hoodie back in the day when the book came out. And I think this would look so good on him. He loves hoodies. He's got curly hair. He doesn't wear it long, although I think it would be really cute longer. But anyway, I want to knit this for him for Christmas. I think I could get it done. I really do, because it's a worsted weight. It's not like I'd be doing a fingering weight cardigan for a 6'3", almost 6'4" person. So I'm trying to figure out what yarn I want, what color I want. And somebody said maybe I should use Malabrigo, but when I looked at how much it's going to be quite a bit. And so I'm trying to decide. I might go with the Knit Picks wool, maybe Wool of the Andes. I'm not sure. I've been looking at some of theirs, and I'm going to decide. And the Kelby, my younger son, is the one that I always go to for color. Like, what do you think would go well with this? But since it's for him and I want it to be a secret, I'm just going to have to maybe get help from my friends, which they do too. They're great to help with that. Anyway, so those are the things I have coming up. Cowboys and Angels shawl, the hacky sack hoodie, which is #1, and some Christmas gifts and Christmas ornaments. Now, on to We Are Family. I told you I bought this yarn from Allie of Savvy Skeins at Virtual Fiber Fest. And I know that all of you know about all the fiber festivals getting canceled this year, and they were smart enough to quickly come up with the idea of these virtual fiber fests. But, you know, that means we don't get to go. And for me, I go to several a year with Kim, and I was scheduled to teach at least 5 of them this year. Maybe 6. Maybe all the ones we went to I was scheduled to teach at. And our last one, which is in November, got canceled the other day. So it's really sad because there are people that I only get to see in person. We're friends on like Facebook and Instagram and all, but I only get to see them in person at fiber festivals. And I'm not going to get to see them. And by the time the next ones roll around, assuming that we get to have them next year, it will be almost a year and a half since we've seen each other in person, which is really, really sad to me. It breaks my heart that I don't get to see them. But anyway, so the one that we ended up watching, we went. Well, I actually didn't go with the girls. They went to Buc-ee's and got snacks, and then we went back to one of the girls' houses and spent the day. We had baked potatoes for lunch that day, and then we watched all the videos, and we ended up ordering from several people. Of all of us, I think, ended up ordering, and it was a really fun day considering that we didn't get to go, but we got to hang out with each other. And let me tell you what, these girls in my group, I loved them. They were my friends, and they've been my friends for several years now. Come on, Poppy. But some of us have been able to get together on Thursday nights for the last few months. Come here. Hang on one second. Let me get Poppy. Come here, sweetie. You say hi? There you go. Say hi. She's been, for some reason, looking up here and really wanting to get involved today. But anyway, I've really, really grown to appreciate them, and I love them so much. And it's been a good time to really just really get closer. Anyway, a couple of things I wanted to show you. Okay, can you get down, Poppy? I was going to show you these yarns that I got the other day when we were watching, and there was this one other one here. Yeah. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. So these are the ones that we ended up getting that day. First of all, I ordered a bag. Where's my bag? And I got this from Whimsy Stitches. And like I said, I do not need any more bags. If y'all could see my bags over there. First of all, they're not particularly neat because I have them hanging on hooks. And they're just getting to be too many. I need a new craft room with a closet to put my bags in, or a way to hang them where they're not all crammed up on top of each other. But when I saw this bag, I knew I needed to have it. Chickens wearing sweaters and scarves. So adorable. This is the cutest fabric. And this bag is huge. Let me see here. I'll tell you how much yarn I can get in here. I haven't even tried it. See, it's got a nice bottom that sits, you can sit it down flat. It's a big bottom. Oh, and it's a plain like cream fabric on the inside, but it's got this nice big zipper. So anyway, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I can get 8 skeins in here and zip it up. 8 100-gram skeins in here. That's amazing. So you should check out Rick's bags on his Whimsy Stitches. I can't think if he's got a website. I am so sorry, Rick. But he does have an Etsy shop. So y'all ought to check him out. He's really great. He's located in New Orleans. And he does some amazing stuff. Anyway, so that was one of the things I got. And I got the cherry blossoms from Allie. But then there was a new to us girl, Happiness Yarn Company. She has some really pretty bright colors, and that's what she said. She loves bright colors. So one of the ones I got from her is on it's her sparkle base, and the colorway is oh no, something spring. It's okay, Poppy. Something spring. I can't believe I did this. But for some reason, the name's not on here, and I thought it was. But here it is. Look at this beautiful, amazing, super sparkly green yarn. The depth, look at this right here. I love depth of color when you've got the deeper and lighter shades. Oh, man. Really doesn't have much of a smell, but I'm very stuffy. I'm having some pretty bad sinus problems this season. The other one I got from her also doesn't have a name on it. I think this has to do with chickens. I am so embarrassed, y'all, that I didn't write these down. I'll try to remember to put them in the show notes underneath. But this one is also sparkle. She has great sparkle. I don't know if you can see. But look at the colors on this. Really, really beautiful pinks and greens. And there's some like purpley and turquoisey in there. Or teal. Just beautiful. Look at that right there. Anyway, this is going to make something really, really pretty. Love this. Let's see, what else did I get? Oh, yeah, Jim's Luck Fibers. She's out of, I think she's out of Mississippi. We don't get to go to Fiber Fun in the SIP next month. But this is Jim's Luxe Fibers. I think I said that already. Vicksburg, Mississippi. And this is her Aphrodite colorway. This is a fingering weight. It's a 75-25. Look at that. Look at the pinks. Look at that deep teal right there. Oh my goodness. I don't even know. This might need to be some kind of a cowl or something. I'm not sure. It's so, so pretty. I wanted to buy even more from everybody because they just have such beautiful colors. And they're you know, these are my friends and I want to help out their businesses. But anyway, so if you happen to have one of your favorite fiber festivals or even one you've never been to and they have a virtual one, you're going to find people you've never heard of. You're going to find some amazing yarn. So get on and help them out. And you still get to knit with beautiful hand-dyed yarns made by people in our community. I got my this month's cult classic movies from Allie from Savvy Skeins, and I showed y'all last time everything I'd gotten for the year. And this one is Stargate. Isn't that just amazing? I don't think I've ever even watched Stargate, not that I can remember, which I'm kind of surprised because my family is such big nerds, and I am too. But there are things I might not have ever watched if it weren't for them. Look at that purple, y'all. Oof. My gosh. Anyway, so here's the stitch marker that came with it. So pretty. This is another one, and I'm so excited about it. Loving, loving, loving it. Oops. Last time I told y'all about buying yarn from Leading In Fiber Arts, and they had this yarn, and I was so excited. And I don't know if you know, but they base all of their colorways on, has to do with movies and TV, sometimes TV shows, production, lines from movies, all kinds of stuff. And I got to go meet them. They're great guys. They're so nice. And they had this beautiful pink, which by itself is just amazing. It's got some beautiful depth of color. These guys are out of Illinois, by the way, in case you didn't know. And the thing that convinced me to get this is the line from one of my all-time favorite movies, Bend and Snap. Bend and Snap. Do you know what movie that's from? Okay, spoiler alerts, I'm going to tell you what it is. It's Legally Blonde. I love it. Love it. And did I show you the other colorway I got from them? Oh, and I don't know if I told you this, but what they do, I got to fix this skein here. It came loose at the end. What they do is they knit swatches out of all of their variegated and self-striping yarns so that you can see what it's going to look like knit up, and they have it in a spiral notebook. And I can't remember exactly how they do it, but you can go through and see what they're going to look like. This looks completely different when it's knitted up. Oh, I cannot wait to use this. This is an 80% superwash BFL and 20% nylon. This is the other one, and I didn't pick it because of the name of it. I picked it because of the colors. This is called Midsummer. Yeah, I need to twist that back up. But anyway, isn't that just beautiful? The greens, I do love greens, especially ones that are blue, more blue based. Anyway, this is just amazing. I'm going to quickly show you a couple of other ones, and then I'm going to show you a book, I think. And then I'm going to talk about a couple of things in my life, and then I've got to go because I've got to hurry and go somewhere. You know what? That's all the yarn I'm going to show you this time. I'm going to show you this one book that I got a while back, and it's not a new book. Let me put this back. It's not a new book. It's been out for a few years, but it was new to me, and I bought it. And man, I really, really like this book. It's called 200 Knitted Blocks, and I love stuff like this. Stitch dictionaries and books with blocks in them. Anyway, this is 200 Knitted Blocks by Jan Eaton. And it's got a bunch of different designs. Some of them are okay, but some of them are amazing. But one of the really neat things about this book is that at the bottom, well, here, for example, we've got Jacob's Ladder, and the pattern's on the same page, so I'm going to try not to show you. But, like, there's that. And then there's this one over here. But she will show you what they look like in different yarns, different colors. But then at the bottom, she'll tell you other blocks that are in the book that it's good to pair with this. And there are just some really amazing, and I should have marked these. I never ever do this. Y'all know that. This one has beads on it. I'm not going to get close, like I said, because the pattern's right there. Oh yeah, this one is called Little Flowers, and this one's called Scattered Leaves. It's just got some really cute, and I love doing squares, either as dishcloths or putting them together as blankets. So if you're interested in stuff like that, oh, look at this one, Big Heart, and this one's called Pink Flashes, but you know, you could use whatever colors you wanted. I love it. It's got some really, really great, it's got cables and slip stitches, knits and pearls, a little bit of lace, nothing too difficult. I think you would really, really enjoy having this book so that you could make anything your heart desires out of it. Anyway, I was going to tell you a couple of other things. My dad's radiation treatments finished a couple of weeks ago, and he goes tomorrow for a CAT scan, and then he'll find out next week, but he's doing so much better. It's just amazing. We're really, really pleased and feeling like things are going well for him right now. The other thing that I was going to talk about is that we are into racing, and if you've watched me at all, you know that we go to the Indy 500 every year, and we actually got to go to 2 other races last year. COTA, which is just outside of Austin, and then the Texas race, which is out in Fort Worth, just out of Dallas. But we didn't get to do any of that this year. And the Indy 500 is always Memorial Day weekend since it started over 100 years ago. And this year they moved it. They were either going to move it to August or October. I was hoping for October because I've never been to Indiana in the fall. But it got moved to August, and I'm like, okay, I'll suck it up and do it. And then they said it'd be 50% occupancy. Okay. And then they said 25. And my husband had applied for us to get tickets. And then all of a sudden they were like, you have to wear a mask. Which I don't do, and I'm not going to get into that, but I'm very claustrophobic. And I'm sure not going to do it out in August heat. And it's very hot in Indiana. And then at the last minute, well, I say the last minute, but pretty much the last minute they decided they couldn't allow anybody to be there. Very disappointing, very disappointing. So we're supposed to be in Indiana right now. This was going to be the in-between. Last weekend was qualifying, and we were going to spend this week with our friends up in Kokomo, and we were going to go into Indy and do some things that we wanted to do. But we're here. So I got my nails done in black and white for the flag. I'm using my racing bag that I made last year and took to the race, and we've got some things coming this week that we ordered from the track that we're going to wear. We're going to wear t-shirts for the race next Sunday, or this coming up Sunday. But anyway, I'm so ready for all this to be over and us to get back to life, hopefully. I didn't mean to end on that note. It's all good. We get to watch the race. We get to spend time together. But I'll be back in a couple of weeks. Hopefully I'll have more things knitted and have more things to talk about. And until then, knit on.
Seeing eyes of mine, you see, there are no trees inside of me. In this desert I can look at you with love. Seeing all that I can learn. Can you stay and I will grow?